Now, this week, the city of Philadelphia is formally apologizing for the way it treated Jackie Robinson. With us now here in New York City, Ken Burns, director of the PBS documentary. We'll get to your program in a moment, but there's a poll out today. It says 35% of Americans in a Gallup survey say they're extremely worried about the state of race relations. That's up from 28% in 2015 in 1 year. And President Obama obviously has not brought the country together. You think it's that bad?
I think it's pretty bad. I think it's always been pretty bad. I think people have been divided by race in this country since the very, very beginning. You know, we'd like to think that our better angels are called at every occasion, and often they are. Remember when the president sang at the Charleston Memorial, Amazing Grace, that was written by an ex-slaver who had gone blind. We think of that, but also some of these old guilts also metastasize into anger and distrust of other people, and I think that's sort of come to the fore recently. I think, you know...
Yeah, see, I don't see that in my world, and my world is a fairly expansive one. I don't know any racists. I don't know anybody on either black or white people who don't like our staff here is integrated, right. And my assistant is black. She's been with me 25 years. I just never see this.
I'm around in the country, too, and I don't think it's as big as the media plays it up, but I know I get a lot of hate mail from people who call me an N-word lover and
But
isn't
that a very small sliver of craziness?
I don't think so always. Yes, I think it probably is. The majority of Americans are not
that way.
They are not that way, and I trust them, and that's who I make my films for. It's not a blue state audience or a red state audience. It's a purple audience, and I think that's what Jackie Robinson was about, too, appealing to the better angels of our nature.
Well, I think Robinson got caught by surprise. I know a lot about him. I'm a big sports guy. I actually went to Ebbets Field while he was playing as a 4-year-old. I think Robinson was caught by surprise in the vitriol that he had to face. I think he's a true hero for, you know, conducting himself in a tremendously dignified manner. What was the most important, or the most startling thing you learned in researching this?
Well, I think I disagree with you. First, from a very early kid, he was faced with discrimination in America, people burning crosses on his lawn in Pasadena, California, the neighbors throwing rocks at him and things like that. And so I think he was prepared for it. He was the best person that Branch Rickey could pick because he was willing for those 3 years to turn the other cheek. And at that point, he was, in quotes, a good Negro. But when he no longer had to do that, the same press that had, you know, treated him with, you know, great kindness suddenly turned on him and said, oh, he's uppity. And so I think it's a very complicated dynamic that I think we do a disservice to ourselves when we make it just a binary thing, black and white, no pun intended. So what I've tried in almost all my work, because you can't deal with American history, as I've tried to do deep dives in American history without coming up against race, you know, because we were founded under the idea that all men are created equal. The guy who wrote that sentence owned more than 100 human beings.
I just think that America gets a bad rap in 2016. I think the vast majority of Americans are accepting of races, and we try to help each other because we're Americans. But anyway, we're going to watch tonight.
Yeah, well, I'm very excited that you will. You know, I went to Cannes Film Festival with the film we did on the Central Park 5, and the French would say to us, oh, America's so racist. And you go, wait a second. We have an African-American president. Yeah, I mean, when you have an Algerian or a Ghanese or a Turkish president, you come and talk to me, and that's never going to happen. So we've made a lot of progress. We have progress to make, and we can often learn how to make that progress in the present by taking the example of people in the past, as you know as well as I do, and to appeal to our better angels.
I love Jackie Robinson. I think he's a true hero, and we'll be watching tonight. Ken, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.